Let's record a prediction video. It has been a while since I've done college football predictions. Many teams I said would be good early on in the year fizzled out. One of them stayed up. We'll get to all that later. I'll talk about them last. But let's start off with the New Mexico State versus Liberty. I think this is the Conference USA Championship. New Mexico State had some big wins. They crushed Auburn. They played great throughout the year. But Liberty went undefeated. And I think Liberty, with all this conference realignment, after going undefeated again, they lost 2 games last year and the year before they went undefeated. So that's like a combined record of what, like 34-2. I mean, Liberty is a very good program. I think they continue to be a very good program. That's why they're favored by 11.5. I am going to take Liberty 37-20. Then we have Maction. You guys know I was high on Miami of Ohio, and they fought tooth and nail, clawed their way to the MAC championship against an 11-1, very sneaky, amazing Toledo team. I've seen this Toledo team. They're fun. They're firing on all cylinders. But don't sleep on Miami. Toledo's favored by 8. I'm taking Miami by 2. 23-21 final score. Saturday at 12 as well. All 3 of these games so far have been... No, that's not true. New Mexico State Liberties at 7. Oklahoma State, Texas at 12 as well. ABC. Texas favored by 15. I don't think it's going to be that easy. Oklahoma State might even have a lead during this game. The Oklahoma State Cowboys are balling, and they've been playing great football. They might be 9-3, but there's a reason they're ranked 18th in the nation. Texas is on fire, and if they win this, they probably get to the college football playoff. I know that's in their mind. Barring an upset later on, we're going to get to that. Give me Texas 35-31. Boise State, UNLV. Boise State 7-5, a very weak conference championship team out of the Mountain West. UNLV has played just better football. Therefore, at 3 p.m. on Fox, I am going to take UNLV 24-20. Low scoring game. Here comes one that I have big gripes with, and that is out of the American. Troy versus App State. Obviously, James Madison should be in this, but they're not. App State did beat that James Madison team head-to-head. Troy didn't. Troy got close. I think Troy played a weaker schedule. I think App State almost beat North Carolina. And I don't think I know that. And they did beat James Madison. And that's a rivalry game. But App State, man, underdogs by 6 points. ESPN at 4. Watch this game and watch App State win 37-27. App State statement wins that conference championship. That's not the American. Oh my God, what is that now? Because SMU and Tulane are over here. That's the American. What is that? What's App State and Troy? I don't know. SMU is 10-2. Crazy, right? They don't really feel 10-2. And Tulane's 11-1 with their 1 loss coming to Ole Miss with a backup quarterback for Tulane. Tulane is an amazing team, arguably the best in the non-Power 5, right? I think Tulane could beat many teams. I mean, Liberty's up there, right? But Tulane, I'm going to take. They're only favored with 3.5. I think that's underrated. I think they win 42-20. I think they put a whooping on SMU. And maybe I'm completely wrong with the score, but I think Tulane's amazing. Then at 4 p.m., we have Georgia, Bama. Game of the week to many, has humongous implications. Will Georgia continue their win streak that just keeps going and going and going and going? Or will Bama beat them like they did 2 years ago in the SEC championship? This comes down to one thing for me, and that's quarterback play. I don't like both of these quarterbacks. I think they're both slightly overrated, but what Milroe did against Auburn was crazy. Don't get me wrong. But that was Auburn's defense. Now you're playing Georgia. Good luck. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be 24-21, Georgia on top. I'm sorry, Bama. Louisville, Florida State, 8 p.m. If Florida State wins this, they deserve to be in the playoff. Okay? ACC championship. Louisville, they just choked to Kentucky. Maybe if they didn't do that, this would be a bigger matchup. Heck, if they didn't do that, Louisville would have a chance at the playoff. But with that going away, they've lost a little bit of motivation. Florida State's favored by 2.5. That's pretty realistic. I have them winning by 3, 27-24. Then we have at 8 p.m. as well, which after this we have one more 8 p.m. game I'm going to talk about. But this is Big Ten Championship, Michigan, Iowa. Over under 35 points, which is crazy. Iowa is 22-point underdogs. I don't agree with that. I don't think they're going to even give away 22 points. I think they give up 17, and I think they themselves score a touchdown, maybe on defense. But I think this is a very boring, long game at Lucas Oil. Shout out Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the Colts, but 17-7 final score. Now the game of the week, in my opinion. The game that I have had circled. Number 5, Oregon. Number 3, Washington. A chance to get to the college football playoff on the line. Oregon is the hottest team in football right now. And I don't think that's crazy to say. I think their wins have been statement. They haven't really struggled with anybody lately. And their only loss was to Washington because they were stupid with their 4th down calls. Washington's fought a ton of adversity and stayed 12-0. And even though Washington's a 9.5 underdog, here's what it's going to come down to. Bo Nix, Michael Penix. Final Pac-12 championship ever. And it's between the rivalry of Oregon and Washington. And this one's storied. Many people don't know. Oregon comes in, like I said, on fire. Washington comes in, falling apart. I think Oregon jumps them early, goes up by 14 at halftime. And I think we all realize, whoa. But I think Washington fights back, gets it within 4. You know what I mean? They score 10 points coming out of half. I think by now it's a 34. It's probably a 34 to 30 game. I think it's a high scoring. 34-30. Going into the 4th, I think Oregon scores another touchdown. It's going to be hard for Washington to overcome that. I think they score a field goal. I think they have a chance to go win it. But even though I am a huge Washington fan, and don't think that this is what my heart's saying, because my heart goes with Washington. My heart goes with Penix. I love Penix. I've talked about him since 3 years ago. You can go look on my channel and look up a day that we were on Sports History, and I talked about Michael Penix Jr. and Indiana Hoosiers. I love Penix. And I want this for him. He was crying after going 12-0. And if he got to the college football playoff, that would be absurd. I think Oregon wins the game by 8 points. Final score 41-34. 42-34. And I don't know if that's realistic, whatever, but it sounds right to me. Oregon wins. Oregon gets in the playoff. They'll probably slip Washington down to 5, which will hurt a lot. But still hell of a season. And I think Penix is one of the most underrated players going into the draft. I'll talk about that in my draft sleepers video when that comes up. But yeah, guys, that's all I got. See you next time. Yo-Yo Affleck out. Like the video.